because they don't care,
Yeah, no, because that's what I'm saying. They
nor
can't
do
give a
they
good
have the
story.
capacity to.
Because here's the thing with something like the MCU, you can see how it is. Like my problem isn't it with the MCU that they have bad movies because it's not like that many that are just genuinely bad. Like even Ant-Man and the Wasp, even enjoyment wise like a 4, but at least like incompetency as a movie is like a 5. Like it's not the worst
I
thing
would
ever.
reverse those.
I don't, all right, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, yeah, I could
Am
see
I gonna sit
that.
here? Am I gonna sit here and lie to you and be like, "Oh, I had such a terrible time watching the movie"? No, that's retarded. That'd be a lie.
No, but
But I
that's an
know it's
extreme
not good.
example. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the MCU as a whole. Because let's be real here. Like even the big hitters aren't that big of a deal. Black Panther, I loved it when I first saw it. I saw like
It's good. It's about it.
I saw the movie again. I don't know when was it, like a few nights ago, like before going to sleep because I needed to sleep. And I remember that I had a really good sleep watching Black Panther. Couldn't really sleep, so I saw the whole fucking movie. It's good. Exactly. It's a good movie. Solid
It's
8.
good. It's
Solid 8.
the coming of Christ, like everyone makes it
Yeah.
seem. It is definitely it's the definition of a solid 8.
Yeah, it's like such a flat 8
And
that I
if
would give it
and
like a seven and a
yeah,
half.
exactly. I was gonna say if someone gave you 7.5, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
Because here's the thing with Black Panther, it's a good movie, but it also feels like it's just a formulaic good movie. Like it's like, oh,
Well, it's
it just
every
does
the
everything
difference is
right, but that doesn't really make
every
it like an
Marvel movie
amazing
is
movie.
formulaic. The difference is Black Panther is the one that follows it perfectly, and then innovates just enough for it to be unique to the character, but that's about it.
Yeah,
And then everything else, as you realize as you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's a movie.
exactly. But yeah,
And
like that's like
and the CG is just terrible, but you know,
that's one of the better examples. But then you look at something
yeah, it's a good example.
like the original Ant Man, like any of the fucking movies. Like let's be real here. In the MCU, how many movies are past the fucking like an 8.5? Not even a 9, an
Like
eight and a
four,
half. Yeah, like all right, the
4 or
Avengers,
5.
past Infinity War, because obviously it's the culmination of everything, so it had to be good. And even then, it's kind of a fucking
Oh, you talking
a cheap
standalone movies?
any
So
movie,
we won't.
any
Okay, so
MCU
we're gonna
movies.
count Infinity War. So yeah, like over anything over like a 7.
Anything
No,
over
I'll
an
do
eight and a
8.
half,
Yeah, we'll do anything
because
over.
the first Ant Man, that's another solid 8.
Yeah, okay, so over 8.5, we're looking at like Guardians 1,
Because here's the thing,
Infinity War,
I would give
Winter
like most
Soldier.
shit 8. Like I would give most movies that are at least good like an 8. Like it doesn't take like let me be real here. I don't think that for a movie to be an 8, it takes a lot of effort. Because like I'm gonna keep
It
it a stack.
doesn't, but most movies miss that amount of effort. That's why most movies to me are a 7. Because they're still way better than average and they're still good, but they're missing that enough to be really good. And then, most movies to me either are 7 or fall in they're either 7, 8, or fall in limbo in 7.5.
Nowadays, I mean, I don't know. A lot of movies. I mean, yeah. And then there's like the movies that are not even like had that high budget that go down like to a 6 or a 7. But yeah, that's the thing. Like honestly, dude, nowadays I hate seeing movies that are like 7s. Like the last
Well,
movie.
the reason why is just simple. I hate that. I agree with you. I hate seeing movies that are 7s because I go to the movies to see a movie and I hope that everything's a 7.
That it's more than a
Because
7. Yeah,
yeah, because
that's a bird's
everything is so
expectations.
bad that audiences will take what they can get. When something's remotely good, people are like, "Thank God," because it could be 10 times worse or at least be 10 times more annoying with the message
Which is why I was
than
really
every other
well
movie.
surprised to fucking Minions. Minions is one. That's what I'm saying. Minions was an 8.5. I think Minions was an eight
Oh,
and a half at the
that's what
very
I
least.
heard. That's why Minions,
Wait, you
as a
never saw
movie this year,
Minions?
no, but that's why Minions made as a standalone movie. Minions alone made more money than every animated Disney feature this year combined.
Minions was fucking great. And here's the thing: I used to hate Minions. I used to fucking despise Minions. I don't know if it was the movie or if it was G in the beginning where he fucking made the song for the movie. I count money. I count money. That's what I'm 100. I count a million. I did it. I count a million. I did it. Man, fucking no. That movie was great. That movie was fucking great. And that's the thing, like that's what I fucking want when I watch a movie. Because like, if I'm gonna see a 7, like, let's be real here. I don't watch 7s. Last time I watched a movie that came close to a 7 was Kingsglaive, but Kingsglaive was such a fucking fun ass movie that I think it's like an 8.
Yeah, like a personal 8. Yeah.
No, it's an 8. It's an 8. It's a good movie. It's a pretty fucking good movie. Like I thought it was gonna be mid. Like the one thing in a Final Fantasy movie do you think would be asked is like, either the story's either gonna be retarded or it's gonna be fucking overly complicated, and it was neither. It was actually pretty fucking nice explained. Like, it wasn't the most simplest movie ever. If you're a retard, you're not gonna like it. But no, the movie's fucking great. That Kingsglaive is a fucking great movie. Like, that's why I say that you should watch Kingsglaive before even touching the game. Not only because it makes the game interesting, but it's a good fucking movie. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that movie, I was expecting a 7. I was expecting to see that movie, just to fucking be ready for my girl's favorite game. It's only to be surprised, that movie was actually fucking great. That's what I'm saying. Like, like 7s is the usual total. Because, for example, fucking, I don't know, most movies are all these are just shit. What movie did I go to the movies to watch that was kind of like a 7? Black Adam, I give it a solid 8.5 out of enjoyment. But if it wasn't for the effects and Dwayne Johnson's,
I'd give it 8.5 out of enjoyment. I'd give it like 7.5 probably of like actual movie.
that action was fucking. Yeah, that actually makes it an 8. It's the money they spent on it alone to make it entertaining, to make the fights good. It's worth the admission. Story was ass. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. But
exactly, yeah, the movie's amazing in enjoyment. I mean, again, as a critique of a movie, it's like a 7. Well, like enjoyment and as just an experience of what a movie should be, yeah, it's like an 8.5, 8 for sure.
I mean, as long as the movie's entertaining, I would say it can go higher. Because, for example, fucking
Well, for me, I don't use entertainment as a register of an objective score. I don't like using entertainment and an objective score because it's just everyone's too different. And that's why I use personal score and critical score.
No, personal score and critical score is like the way to go. It's just that, like, in a critical kind of way, like, let's be real here.
Because
Enjoyment.
there are movies that are great, but that in a certain degree wouldn't be like enjoyable. Like, again, I haven't seen it, but the perfect example of what I heard is something like The Whale. The Whale can be a 9 out of 10, but you're not going there to necessarily enjoy yourself. You're going there to see a tragic story with some very interesting and lighthearted payoff, with some very real, life sentiment and consequence. You're not going to believe that everyone says you're not going to leave that movie and be happy. They're like, that movie's going to destroy you. So,
Yeah.
So,
I remember.
that movie's bad. Like, again, if someone told me like they think it's fine, it's fine.
What's funny? That same month,
like bad, but
I saw fucking Rosemary's Baby, which was kind of like the same situation but worse. Because it's a better movie. Like, alright, like, Rosemary's Baby is a perfect example where, like, I think subjectively maybe I'll give it an 8.5 just out of fucking ahead of its time. The plot twist, stupid ass shit, or whatever the fuck. I'll give it that for that. Even though that plot twist is fucking obvious after the first, like.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Because the only thing, I judge a movie's pre-1980 a little bit different. For the slight fact is that like you said, it's ahead of its time, so everything they were doing is new. So we're kind of looking at it from a modern audience perspective where we're spoiled. So it's almost like we kind of can't give it a 100% accurate review because it's like, yeah, I've seen it already. I don't care.
What do you mean by that?
Like the plot twist in that movie and things like that movie, like we can reference plenty of things in the past 40 years since then that we've seen before seeing Rosemary's Baby that are similar. Or that are same in concept. So it's not like we're watching.
But no, here's the issue.
Back then,
we see something like Looney Tunes. No, but here's the thing. We see something like Looney Tunes where we're seeing all the fourth wall breaks and all the all the funny little shenanigans that it does all the time, and it still holds up extremely well without having to take into account if we already seen it before.
I mean, yeah, but simpler concepts are easier to repeat because they don't stick in your mind as something.
No, but
like
the thing with the plot twist in this and fucking Rosemary's Baby is that, hey, if they didn't make it so fucking obvious in the rape scene.
I mean, yeah, of course.
They made it too fucking obvious. Like, that's the thing, like,
but again, it
ruins the movie.
New.
I know they were doing something new, but it's like the fact they made it so fucking... Like, here's the thing. I know that it's like, oh
People
yeah,
in
like what?
1960 something weren't thinking about that.
It's that dude. They made it so obvious though.
Oh, no, of course,
Like it's
dude.
not
Some
like if
people
you're
definitely
expecting
got
plot
it,
twists.
but
Like they literally fucking like somebody performing a ritual or they're fucking her. And it's like, oh well, is this like the devil? Like, is this supposed to be the devil's baby or some shit? Like, I don't know. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't
essentially
know.
Harvey's baby.
Like, don't get me wrong. I give it an 8 still because at least the twist, like, you know, like that there is the bigger twist, like, oh, everybody was in on it, which like you already know that, like, you know, like most of them are in on it, but then you know, oh, it's everybody or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. It's like, and on top of that, it's like, you know, this is made by, you know, MK Ultra fucking.
Polanski.
Yeah, like, you know, that fucker probably fucking rubbed dicks with Bill Gates while fucking a underage bitch in the
Well, Bill
island.
Gates would have been a little kid, but
Oh, well,
Roman Polanski's banned from the United States. Well, not banned, but if he comes back, he goes to jail.
yeah.
Roman Polanski lives in Europe. That man's
He,
still making movies.
does he live in Greece? Where does he live?
Somewhere, I don't know. He lives somewhere in Europe. That man released a movie like a year ago, or 2 years ago. And the funnier part is, I heard it was kind of good.
Oh wait, Niles, you want to play? You want to
That
play?
Family Guy clip where Stewie has the bully tied in a basement, and then Lois comes in and she's like, "Stewie, why is that boy tied up?" And he's like, "Oh, we're playing house." And she's like, "But he's tied up and beat up." And he's like, "Roman Polanski's house."
I appreciate Family Guy way more as an adult, but it's like it was Eddie's favorite show. And that being said, so you know, I do give her the respect it needs. But that being said, even in a subjective kind of way, and here's the thing: like South Park themselves acknowledged it, and I'm not gonna give him any points just because of that for being better because of that. It's just the fact that like Family Guy inherently, it's a funny show. The concept of comedy, it does it pretty well, but. The fuck, I don't know. What's it called again? Like this type of humor that it has? Holy shit.
Slapstick?
It's slapstick, right?
Slapstick, like just, it can, baby gags,
Yeah, like it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's no nuance, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly, but that's the thing. The show's never trying to be that. It has moments of that and has, again, some very good jabs and the cutaways a lot of the time are very, subtle. Like if you don't get it, you don't get it. But like, yeah, that's never what it's supposed to be. That's, South Park's thing. South Park is the social commentary, kind
Yeah,
of
it's
show.
smarter. It's smarter comedy, but
Well, yeah,
the thing
because
is
that's
that
what
South
it's
Park also goes
attempting to be.
retarded. That's kind of why I'm.
Yeah, of course. That's why it's the perfect balance, though. It's the intelligent show that's not afraid to go dumb, whereas Family Guy's the inverse. It's the dumb show that occasionally goes smart.
Oh, hang on a second. What the fuck? What the fuck is the name of the world serpent, right? From God of War?
Jormungandr?
Yo, Niles, I'm fighting. They don't. Do they mention that in fucking in 2018?
What do you mean? You go inside, you talk to him, he helps you fight
His
him.
name's Normangander?
Jormungandr, yeah, with a J.
Jormungandr? I don't. Fucking, no, I haven't even touched it. Fucking, I'm fighting Jormungandr in fucking
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right, Niles? In the Prompto DLC?
Yeah.
It's basically him. Pretty cool fight. Alright, I'm sorry that I'm quiet right now. Like, holy shit, this is actually pretty fucking crazy. What's going on right now? Oh, God. Yeah. Thank you. I'm scared right. What the fuck? This is insane.
That little funky song.
Man, what